showdown. Widnes en route to Headingley, the runaway championship leaders against Leeds, the team who may well provide their toughest test yet.
If you win this one, do you think that's almost it?
Well, there's only 11 games left, including today, so after that there's only 10. We could be tonight sat about 8 points clear, depending on what happens at Bradford. And you think that would be very nice. That would want some... They'd have to catch it if they can then, really.
Martin, in terms of the championship, how do you see this game today?
Yeah, well, it's a 4-pointer, really. I mean, it's a really important game. I mean, these are games we really have to win if we're going to win the championship, you know. You have to beat, obviously, the lower teams as well, but, I mean, these are the ones that really decide which club will win the championship.
It's been a happy ground for you, this one, hasn't it? I mean, you scored a try there last season.
Yeah, but the weather's a bit better today. It was about 6 inches of snow last season. A bit colder than it was today.
Phil, obviously, I mean, this is probably regarded as the crunch match of the season, is it?
Well, definitely it is. We get through this one with a good win. The work's got to be done for the rest of the teams to catch us. Puts us that extra 2 points clear, and it's there for the taking from then on.
That's the Widnes lead already, 6 points clear at the top, and they're 8 points ahead of these men, the Leeds team already warming up on the Headingley cricket pitch. Leeds have to win today, not only to gain ground on Widnes, but to bounce back from last week's defeat by St Helens in the John Player final. There's no doubt which of the visitors will attract most attention today. Martin O'Fire, the rugby union convert, who's taking the rugby league by storm with 24 tries, one more than Ellery Hanley, and leaving everyone else trailing miles behind. Quite a record in his first season. David Watkins.
Yes, he scores tries with regularity, but he also is unorthodox, changes position to seek try-scoring chances. He has exceptional pace, which is his biggest asset, and can score tries from any position on the field, as his 15 in consecutive games testify.
Leeds, of course, have their own big names, and none bigger than Gary Schofield, an established star on the international scene, and, when he came from Hull in the autumn, the world's most expensive signing.
Tackles well and has controlled aggression, never flusters, is fast and elusive, can turn a game in his team's favour with one flash of brilliance. The complete centre three-quarter always appears in the right place at the right time with superb judgment.
And as the Leeds team emerge, they're led by Peter Tunks onto this rather grey Headingley afternoon. There is Gary Schofield, and how he'd love to put on a show this afternoon up against Martin O'Fire, who's grabbed so many of the headlines this season. Let's look at the Leeds team today. Peter Jackson plays stand-off in place of the injured David Creaser. John Lyons keeps the number 7 jersey after scoring a try in the midweek cup win over Kells, and David Stevenson, signed from Wigan, makes his home debut. For Widnes, look there at the front row of the pack, where Kurt Sorensen is missing through suspension, but Derek Pike plays his first game since joining from Lee a week ago. So we're all set. Let's join our match commentator, John Hell.
Well, Leeds are hoping for their 7th successive gate of over 10,000 today, and isn't it marvellous to see a crowd of this size at Headingley? John Holdeth hasn't had far to come, lives in Kippax. He's just been having strong words with the two captains. He's always on top of the job, is this fellow. Up by John Basnick, playing against his old club. Tunks. Well, David Watkins, this unquestionably the match of the day.
Oh, without doubt, Widnes side riding high at the top of the First Division. And of course, Leeds form now, and Stevenson and Schofield in the centre. Quite an exciting partnership, and one that could ultimately tour down under this summer.
Well, this is going to be a tough, unrelenting contest, I'm sure. I know it's the feeling of Dougie Lawton that there won't be a lot of points in the game. Who knows? And a great run from Rick Thackeray for a start. Talking about points, he's herring towards that line. And it was a fair enough play, the ball, and Mackenzie was so alert there to pick that one up as it went loose. Tremendous run from Thackeray. We've all been talking about a fire, but that showed the pace of the right wing man. And Widnes would love to get a point on the board early. Here's their captain, Hume. And they'll be thinking of the drop goal here. Pike his first touch in a Widnes jersey, and he's got the ball away from Mackenzie as well, and good support here from Dowd. Some enterprising stuff for a start here from Widnes, and this is the last tackle, so now May with a drop. And it'll be John Myler entrusted with it, and has he got it straight? Yes, he has. 1-0 Widnes, and John Myler gives Widnes just the start they wanted. Now Shearer, long looping pass, and chances here for Widnes. Still going for the line, and this, it came out of Dowd's hands like a bar of soap. And that was very fortunate for Leeds. Very fortunate indeed. They most certainly are bubbling, this Widnes side. They're coming forward, coming straight, and their backing up is superb. The league lead is certainly enjoying the best of the opening minutes. Again, Jackson had no alternative but to kick, and he's kicked long. Perfect positional play by John Myler. And good running from the full-back once more. Again it was Pike, and again he got the ball away. Very promising start this, I have to repeat, by Widnes, although it's again come out of Dowd's hands. Oh, and a fist surely went in there from Ayres on Paul Medley. And come here, says John Holdsworth. Certainly going to have words with him about that. Well, that's right. That was a silly thing to do. The game is fast enough as it is without doing things like that. They are so isolated now because the referee can see exactly what happens. The right decision. The crowd also saw that, David. So a chance for Leeds to put some pressure on almost for the first time. After 11 minutes, it's virtually the first time that Leeds have been inside the Widnes 22, and Medley coming up with one of those great runs. Schofield caught by the ankle. Otherwise, he was a certain scorer. So I'm sure Holmes would have to pick himself up as well. That was a crucial tackle. Schofield was in otherwise, no doubt about that. Heron, and just turning inside is Stevenson on his home debut, and Maskell's in for the try, the first of the afternoon. Great support from the Leeds hooker, and Colin Maskell is in, only his second try of the season, and it comes almost out of the blue because it's the first time Leeds have had any sustained pressure on the Widnes line. That's right, but it just goes to show that this Leeds side is still full of so much promise, and they were disappointed in not winning that John Player final. But I mean, the ball comes out here, and it's moved away quickly, but there's so much good backing up, and this really has rocked Widnes, this try, because as soon as Maskell gets it, he knows exactly what he's going to do, and he's way to go and score, and Leeds will be looking and feeling very happy with that. David Stevenson hasn't yet kicked a goal for Leeds. He squandered a couple of chances against Kells in the cup tie. So can he register his first points for the club? Curls it round and curls it through the post and raises his arm aloft. Always a key moment for a new player at the club. He's got the crowd on his side, I'm sure, with that kick. 6-1, Leeds in the lead. Useful kick into touch as well, and even a fire couldn't stop that one. time the loose arm is on the Widnes side and that Leeds have the penalty. That loose arm is something that all packs have to watch out for.
That's right, yes. That's one of the untidy parts of our scrum. We don't bind tight enough and people extract themselves far too quickly. As a result, the scrum ends up in a shambles.
And now that's Powell to use one of those strong runs of his now to take them closer. Maskell involved twice. Gets it away for Kevin Rain. Zipping along the line there, and John Lyons, and here's Steve Morris. He's another of these Australians who've made such a big impact this season. No question about that. And they're all queuing up to score here, and David Stevenson has got his first try for the club, coming only a couple of minutes after his first goal. What a start for Stevenson.
Well, this really has rocked Widnes. They started so confidently, they scored a drop goal, but my gosh, Leeds have really come back at them with a bang, and to score 2 tries in as many minutes must really set Widnes back. They are huddled around under the post now talking about it. You look, they've moved the ball quickly. It's stuck under a melee of players, but it's played quickly again. It's all it is moved out to the outside. But I mean, it is a body blow to them. They started well. Stevenson in again.
Can Stevenson tack on another 2? That looks flat and wide, and the answer to the question is no. But what a good start for David Stevenson, signed for £75,000 and made his debut last week. That's the score then, 10-1. And David Stevenson, all his goals, of course, for Wigan, 66 of them before today. So nice to get one under the belt. And nice to see Lee Crooks here watching the game. I'm sure he'd rather be out there. The news is he should be fit for action in about 3 weeks. Hume will set things in motion again, and a fire. The first time I think he's had the ball actually cleanly in his hands. They were aware of him. He's still here, a fire. Can he find a way through from this position? Well, he's showing an appetite for work, all right. He's a bit frustrated, I imagine, being out on that left wing. Spun out to Ayres. And Widnes keeping it ticking with Mackenzie. From his hands, I think he wanted to get rid of the ball, and in the end it fell into the hands of Kevin Rain. Widnes haven't lost in Yorkshire this season. But they've a lot to do to maintain the record, as once more Medley shows what a strong running forward he is these days. And another running opportunity for Stevenson. Basnett outside him will take the pass, and if he can come inside and keep the move going, Gary Schofield is going to score for Leeds. That's a super try, and the crowd love it. Terrific try from Gary Schofield. Basnett involved and Jackson involved, and it's amazing how Schofield is always the man at the shoulder.
He's a magnificent player. I mean, I do really think he's one of the most complete players in our British game at the moment. He's in the right place at the right time, as we've said, and that most certainly was a fine movement to play from one half of the field to the other. Just look at the passing, and this is good passing as well. The ball moved out along the line. Good centre three-quarter play. Sheer pace takes him outside his man. Basnett, as ever, close at hand, breaks out of a tackle, and Schofield, the man that we're all waiting to do so well done, and simply streaks away for a magnificent try.
Well, David Stevenson will be absolutely delighted with the start he's made. Heavily involved in that try. He's scored one himself already. And now, I think I would back him to kick this one. And a Stevenson rocket through the middle, 16-1 it is, and Widnes, well, they're going to be worthy champions if they come back from this.
That's right, they must be shell-shocked, actually, but what a magnificent part Stevenson has played on his debut here at the Headingley ground. He's been involved in nearly just about everything, scoring, try, kicking a goal. and that run then of his really did him proud.
Leeds seem to have so many attacking ideas and options. And now Widnes in possession, in a good position. Jackson a little bit unlucky with that kick. It's a far more open game than certainly Dougie Lawton predicted. Pike held in a three-man tackle. And good running here, and Widnes so close through Barry Dowd. It was Paul Hume who created the space. Widnes still looking for their first try. Shearer, the Australian, and there must be a try here for Richard Ayres. Well, that's a simple one in the end. He found him at his right shoulder when everybody was looking to the left.
Well, what a game this is turning out to be. I mean, we've had Widnes making asserting their early authority on the game, and Leeds rattling back with 3 superb tries. And then all of a sudden, Widnes, from being doomed, really, as you said, John. I mean, the ball comes out here, it's moved along the line, it's really, Shearer decides to go on his own, but then realises he has a man inside him in support, and he goes over for a try. But that really is their only chance now to get back into the game, to convert this now, and Widnes must be feeling a lot happier.
Still 16-5, but now the goal kick. And Myler tacks on the simple goal. 16-7 it is then. A lot of good football going on here, and that's Ayres for the second time, and I think this must be a yellow card, at least for Ayres, because he's had one very stern warning from John Holdsworth in the early moments of the game, but no, he's escaped with another ticking off.
Well, I'm surprised he got away with that, because that was the second blatant attempt that he had of swinging punches into the would-be defender. But I mean, what a silly thing to do in front of the referee, and giving away an advantage.
I almost wonder if John Holdsworth had left his yellow card in the dressing room there, because he did reach into his pockets and didn't find it there. Yeah. Powell. And Leeds are so slick, and the Lions just couldn't take it that time. But there was a knock-on, and the crowd feel as though the advantage should have gone to Leeds. No doubt Paul Medley does as well. It would have been the easiest try of the season for him. No doubt that Widnes miss Sorensen in the scrum. Probably the best forward in the game at the moment. And they've got the ball again. Shearer. On the right. A lot of good play in this match, and again a fire was coming on the inside, looking for the ball. He'll get it now, and the fire runs. Victor Hume, very underrated scrum half, this little fella David Hume, and perhaps a dark horse for the tour. And now a break through the middle, and there must be chances here for Widnes. There are 2 men up in support. Pike gets it away for Hume. Hume going towards the line, back inside, and that's surely going to fall into a Leeds pair of hands. Those are Paul Medley.
Well, that was most unfortunate because he lost then by turning. He lost a fire on his right-hand side. And had he seen him, there's no doubts where that ball would have been under the sticks.
The strange thing about this game is, David, that both sides, who were talking earlier of there not being many points in this match, seem capable of scoring tries.
That's right, they're both running each other, and one has to ask questions about both defences because it seems that both sides are making inroads into either defence at will.
Out on the Leeds side for once. Well, Gary Schofield, what a marvellous record he has. Roy Powell, of course, also a contender for that Great Britain tour of Australia this summer. Widnes have the ball. Came away from Kevin Rain and Ayres. He's been perhaps the most involved Widnes forward of all this afternoon. 4 minutes from half-time. Shearer, good play from the stand-off half and running chances here once more if they time the passing right. Dowd's come inside, gets it away. Oh, Shearer dropped it. And there was no knock-on, the ball was knocked back. So Widnes still have chances here. And they're trying to whiz it along the line, knowing, of course, that they've got a fire out there. And Hume gets Ayres in, is he? Yes, Ayres skips through. The Widnes arms are raised. And again, a perfect time for that young man to go in for his try. He'd not scored before today, and now he's got two.
Well, Richie Ayres, he's, as you rightly say so, has been involved in most things all afternoon. The two unfortunates. But look at this, the ball comes out. Now the scrum half here now, he really goes for the defence. He's knocked, but he's knocked really, the two players knocked him out of the way. And of course, Richie Ayres back on his inside again for a marvellous try. And a great chance for Widnes to really come back into this game.
What a game it is, because if Myler pops this one over, as he should, and does, it takes the score to 16-13. So 29 points in the first half already.
Two tacklers knocked him out of the game then, you see Hume, but he kept a steady head, and Ayres is always on his right-hand shoulder, and although just tackled, still made it to the line.
Leeds have a penalty, and David Stevenson is coming up, and sensibly elects to kick for goal, because psychologically here, if Leeds could kick this one and go 18-13 in front, it's just that bit better.
Yes, I think it's a wise decision by David to take this kick, and you have to no doubt thank Peter Tunks for that. I would think Leeds do, because it is a very difficult time now. A few minutes before half time slows things down a little bit. If it does go over, of course, it's another 2 points to them. If he fails but it does go dead, it means that Leeds will have the ball back again.
That's the distance he's got to cope with. And what a good kick from David Stevenson as well. I wasn't sure it was going to have the legs. It crept over. That doesn't matter.
Well, he'll be absolutely delighted, and that really was a killer blow, really, to Widnes his thing. They came back into the game, and of course that penalty has taken it a little further away from them.
So at half-time, Leeds 18, Widnes 13. And what a cracking game we've got here. Leeds getting those early tries, Widnes coming right back into it. Join us again for the second half. So Widnes coming out for the second half 9. They've got quite a job on their hands here, trailing by 18 points to 13. And we can hear what the Widnes coach, Dougie Lawton, thinks about it all as he talks now with Nick Powell.
But still a game, isn't it? I think it'll be quite fun. It wasn't the sort of tight game you were expecting, was it?
Well, it's like hot spot, isn't it? It's going everywhere. Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a game.
Leeds haven't lost here at home in the league all season. Can you do it?
I think so, yes.
Gary Schofield has the most incredible record. I mean, 135 tries now, including those 4 we all remember against New Zealand at Wigan back in '85. A sign of how well the pitch is standing up to it today. The sides back out in their original jerseys, but easily distinguishable. So is John Myler as he kicks forward here. And the former Widnes man, John Basnett, who's obviously keen to do well against his old team, picks it up. Last tackle. Well, Jackson has certainly kicked to good effect. And this time, he puts a little dig kick through. Schofield had to stand off there, otherwise it'd have been well offside. Ofaya gets a run. And the ball away for Shearer. This is enterprising play from Widnes, keeping the ball moving. Whoa, that was a bit of a dicey one, and Leeds have it back. It wasn't the most intelligent pass of the afternoon. So Leeds urged on now. They sense that Widnes are back in the game. Powell. Stevenson had Basnett outside him, chose to come inside, and he's a big strong boy, is David Stevenson. Started in the rugby union game, of course, at Fylde. Again, rather ambitious pass, fired, like coming out of a cannon, that one. Last tackle. Tunks gives it right, Schofield, and he's got a man, Morris. And Jackson was there as well. Tunks back goal, whipping through the hands. This is terrific stuff from Leeds. Jackson, lovely to see it going on the last tackle. And well, now Widnes have a chance to break though through the middle. And he's got to get Shearer away. And Dale Shearer's going from halfway. Stevenson's going to chase him. He won't catch him. And that all came about because Leeds really attempted to score a try on the last tackle, and when the ball went to ground, it was whipped away by Widnes, and they're under for a really critical try. It's 18-17.
Well, that was a surprise, actually. It looked as if defences have tightened up a little bit. They were so intent on keeping the ball moving, Leeds. I think they forgot about the aim of the game, to slow it down and get things organised. And of course, Thackeray kicked it, picked it up brilliantly, and Shearer, as always, in support of his players, simply outstripped David Stevenson for a great try and a great comeback by Widnes, because they looked dead and buried just before half-time.
They certainly were. They were 14-1 down after that Gary Schofield try, and this kick gives Myler the opportunity to send Widnes back in front at 19-18. Which is what the score is. Great game on our hands here at Headingley. So now the test of character is back on the Leeds side. These fellas are so quick that one mistake is exploited. Oh, and Tunks has got that one inside for Gary Schofield, who changed his pace and feet. Oh, that was brilliant by Gary Schofield, keeping it going, and here's Morris, who will be pegged. Brilliant play by Gary Schofield, the only word to describe it. His pace was electric then, and the touch judge is on for the first time in the game, but we'll watch the action because the ball is out there with Morris again from Heron, and on the last tackle, John Holdsworth keeps it going. Now, Leeds made a mistake the last time they flung the ball around on the last tackle. They're so keen to score tries. Medley, Stevenson. Can Stevenson or Basnett get there? The ball is juggled. Basnett falls into the crowd, and the chance goes a-begging.
But we did see in all that when Schofield made that electrifying run, when he changed direction and put out a pass to his centre. That was sheer magic, and that's why this boy is rated as highly as most critics rate him. He is world class. Widnes defending desperately then, and of course Leeds are keeping the ball alive, but sometimes they cause as much excitement for Widnes' favour than their own when they throw these long balls.
And Phil Mackenzie is doing a great job in the scrums for Widnes. Always the important thing though is against the head, and the Leeds hooker Masculus not the only one of those. So head and ball here. And out for Morris, who's got a fire in front of him rather than the larger man. Slippery Morris that he's known as. And this really is a critical phase of the game. The next try is going to be very important indeed. Can Leeds get it? Stevenson once more is up in the line, supporting Powell. He's lost it though. And Leeds just tending to be a little over-eager and a little over-ambitious at the moment.
That's right. I think David would have been as wise to have kept that ball, to have kept the momentum going in attack, rather than throw a speculative pass infield that went to a Widnes there.
It's a lovely old mess down there. And chances once more for Widnes to keep it going. And remember, they've got a fire out on that flank. And it got to his hands eventually. Almost intercepted by Morris. We've got 6 more tackles as well, Widnes here. And there was a feeling that there was an obstruction there, but the ball never left O'Neill's hands. Gurr, who's run well. And the touch judge has his flag raised once more. I think it was Paul Hume that time, although Ayres was there again. And in fact it was Richard Ayres. Well, he's certainly been asking for trouble, hasn't he? Twice he's been spoken to by the referee. Ironically, after that he scored 2 tries. But this time he's gone with the yellow card raised. 10 minutes in the dressing room with the cheers.
Well, you can't say it wasn't expected, because he could have gone in the first half without having the opportunity of scoring the tries. But to do it so consistently has only put the referee on his mettle. I mean, the linesman came on then, and that was off.
So while he's in the dressing room, a real opportunity for Leeds. Widnes down to 12 men. Nobody seems to want to pick it up at the moment. That was messy.
Well, that's quite incredible, and this is one of the bad features of the game, I suppose. Whilst people are trying to keep the ball alive, they're doing it recklessly rather than doing it with any method.
Out to Widnes again. Mackenzie wins the scrum. And Widnes again have kept that ball moving. Oh, and the fire was at his right shoulder. We'll keep looking for that fella to come into the try-scoring action. So Widnes inside the Leeds 22 for the first time in a considerable time. Mackenzie back for Myler, drop at goal from John Myler, and is it through? No. It's a close one.
A wise decision as well, because another point on the board, and of course they are a man down at the moment.
Powell. Here's Fairbank. More like the Leeds we saw in the first half. The ball fairly fizzing along the line. Jackson threw it out, and Leeds are keeping it going again. And out there on the right side, if Morris gets the pass at the right time, can he slip past the fire? Well, he kicked in field. And unless Myler makes a mess of this... Oh, well, upsy-daisy. Morris did so well, but which side of the line is Myler? He's on the right side. So... possession is retained by the Chemics. And that was crucial, because Leeds would have had the ball back otherwise. Shearer's kick, picked up. Comes inside, as he's done to great effect once or twice today. It's one of his best displays for Leeds. And the crowd once more getting behind Leeds, but the ball is lost by Stevenson. Chances here for Widnes. Shearer taken out of the game by Gert. And the referees have to be fit these days. And I think the penalty must have been given Widnes' way. There was no doubt about it. Shearer was... completely put out of the game by Marty Gert.
He was, and Dale Shearer is playing exceptionally well. I mean, he really has been at the hub of everything Widnes has done. And when he came away with that ball then to kick ahead, there was no doubt at all about it. Gert had no hesitation in knocking him down without the ball, a resultant penalty.
Dale Shearer picks himself up. Australian Test player, of course. It's an unusual position to see him in, but that's his profile. Scored a try for Australia against Great Britain on the last tour. Hands on head and a few hearts in mouths. Myler with the kick. And that's 2 points for Widnes. And the Widnes fans at the back of that goal acknowledge the kicking ability of John Myler. And Widnes are 3 points in front on a day that they really do want to win badly. And as he comes back, it's amazing Widnes have grabbed the initiative while Ayres has been in the dressing room. Basnick's done some great running for Leeds today as he comes inside once more to take Gert's pass. Now Medley, who sets off on one of his bulldozing charges. Heron, brilliant. And Lyons, good support from the ex-Wakefield Trinity man. Widnes have another player flat out on the ground. Oh, Lyons skipping through. The man at his shoulder is Schofield again. Terrific try from Gary Schofield. And that's why Leeds paid a world record fee for him. He's a pure genius at popping up at the right place in the right time.
What more can you say about this guy? I mean, he can be in the game, he throws a couple of bad passes, it hasn't put him off at all. And here he is again on the shoulder. As soon as the scrum half slipped his man, there was Gary on the shoulder of him, over for a try under the post. And this really is a nail in Widnes' coffin. They did so well, they've come back into the game, and my gosh, suddenly this fella Schofield turns up again and scores a try under the post, giving David Stevenson a very simple conversion.
He waves the salute, he's 6 feet tall, And he weighs 13 stone 5 pounds, and when he's in full flow he takes some stopping.
It really is a great try, this, because I mean it's at a time when Leeds have got to get back into the game, and who better to do it than Gary Schofield?
It was pure instinct, that of a great try scorer. And now Stevenson with Leeds 22, Widnes 21. It's now 24-21, and what a time for Leeds to go back in front. 3 points the difference. What a finish we're going to have. Well, it's no wonder the Leeds fans roll up in their droves. 11,966 here today, and it's because they're so richly entertained. Another important scrum for Leeds to win. So although Maskell hasn't outshone Mackenzie in the scrums, he's won them at good times. Fairbank, lunging run from Fairbank, who's only been in the professional game for a matter of weeks, and Leeds have got a penalty thanks to Fairbank's persistence. They had to hold him down, and what a good time for Leeds to get. Oh, and now somebody said something out of turn, and they're even closer to the line now. I wonder if this will alter the Leeds tactics. If they take the kick at goal, it will make it 26-21, and that's what they're doing.
I think he's got a very wise decision by David Stevenson. Tunks turned around and looked at him, but David pointed to the sticks to give his intention to kick, because it is important, because if he doesn't kick this and he kicks it far enough, it means that Leeds will still have the ball, and with a few minutes left for play, a very wise decision, because either way, if it goes over, they have to kick off on the halfway line, and again Leeds will have the ball.
David Stevenson has the opportunity to make himself a very popular man here on his first appearance in a Leeds jersey. Lovely blue sky, and there'll be a roar to go with it if this one sails through. 26 to Leeds, 21 to Widnes, and Leeds now on the verge of an absolutely vital victory.
It is a vital victory, and of course it's a sad loss to the Widnes side. They played really well. They played part of the game for those 10 minutes with only 12 men. But we've seen some brilliant tries here this afternoon, and there isn't anyone in this crowd of 11,900 and so who haven't justified coming in to watch this game this afternoon.
Leeds will surely know that they've got to monopolise possession now. They've just got to keep that ball in their grasp. There are only 15 seconds on the clock. Could be a little bit of time added on. Not a lot, I wouldn't have thought. Despite the great commitment, there have been no long injuries. Shearer, he's been influential for Widnes, gets it away for Pike. Is there still a sting in the tail here for Widnes? The Fire's got the ball, and he's a little bit unlucky, but Leeds have got the ball back. The hoot is gone, and this will be regarded as a famous win for Leeds. 26 points to 21, and the game went this way and that. No wonder the youngsters are on to acclaim their heroes. The 2 tries from Gary Schofield really proving crucial, and on the day, he, rather than Martin Fire, was the man who took the headlines. So much to be admired at the end of the day, and those 2 Gary Schofield tries, the difference in that victory for Leeds, 26-21, and what a home debut for David Stevenson, who kicked 5 goals. A lot of contenders for the Stones Bitter Man of the Match award, with some truly outstanding contributions down there. I wonder who's won it. We can find out by joining David Watkins in one of the dressing rooms.
Well, we had a magnificent game here this afternoon, as 12,000 people will testify. Leeds looked to be running away with the game. Widnes came back. A magnificent game, wonderful tries. But for me, the man of the match this afternoon, undoubtedly for those 2 brilliant tries, Gary Schofield. Well, Gary, if I can present you with the Stones Bitter Trophy Man of the Match Award and the £100 cheque, no doubt it'll do your hopes good for Australia this summer. But congratulations, a marvellous 2 tries and a fantastic game.
Well, thanks very much, David. And obviously, you can't score tries without the fellas, set the tide with me. I just seem to be on the end of him. And let's hope now this is start things to come, because we've got a disappointing in the John Player Cup. Now we're going for the Championship, and I say as long as we keep playing, maintaining the consistency, we should be all right.
Well done, Gary, and well done, Leeds. Well, this is one of the reasons why our man of the match today, Gary Schofield, is Britain's costliest player, and why Maurice Bamford, the Leeds coach, was anxious to get his signature.
He can win you a match from virtually nothing. When he appeared for his first try for the inside pass, he was actually in the left centre position, where of course he was playing in the right centre, and he'd read the game right from its inception, the set piece or the move, and was just on hand to take the last one and romp in. And that's the beauty of him. He's a natural poacher, a natural try scorer.
Was it your feeling before the game that this was a match you simply had to win?
Oh yes, it was a 4-pointer both to us and to Widnes, and both of Widnes are at the top of the league. We're pushing to get into that top spot, and everyone at the club geared up for it. A little bit unusual with us having the game at Kells last Wednesday. It disrupted the preparation a bit, but I think the lads played manfully this afternoon, a super game, and yes, we knew the importance of the victory.
In such a fast and furious game, possession was vital, and Phil Mackenzie won the scrums for Widnes 9-5. But Colin Maskell, his Leeds counterpart, won 2-1 against the head, which was a crucial factor, and he had a fine game in the loose as well. To say it was such an important match, there weren't too many penalties. Widnes conceded 9 of the 13 awarded. Our count on handling errors shows that both teams dropped the ball a dozen times. That's about average for a match like this one. But how have the rest gone on today? Well, Nick Powell has all the results.
The Stones Bitter Championship, Bradford 12, St Helens 13. The scoreline only tells part of the story. Northern led 12-2 at half-time, and when Saints finally snatched victory with a holding drop goal, Northern were down to 11 men, with Hobbs sent off, Skerritt sin-bin, and they also lost Ford and Harkin through injuries. Halifax 36, Hull KR 13. Halifax scoring 30 points for the third time out of 4. Tries today from Riddleston, Robinson, Dixon, George with 2, Hanson and Anderson. Clark and Parker replied for Rovers. Leeds 26, Widnes 21. And you know, we talk about Martin Affire's try-scoring record, but Gary Schofield now has 11 in 13 matches since joining Leeds, and David Stevenson is second only to Warrington's John Woods among the goal kickers. Leigh 22, Swinton 16. Nothing much going right for Swinton, despite a try and 4 goals for Topping today. Lee's tries came from Kerr, Shane Horrow and Chris Johnson. Phil Johnson kicked 5 goals. Salford 6, Wigan 14, and Ellery Hanley, with his 24th try of the season, draws level with Martin Afire. Kevin Iro also crossed for Wigan, Gibson for Salford. Division 2, Dewsbury 27, Mansfield 31, Featherstone 40, Doncaster 8, Rochdale 18, Workington 8, Runcorn 8, Oldham 34, Springfield 17, Fulham 0, Wakefield 32, Barrow 14. The Silk Cut Challenge Cup preliminary round. Carlisle 8, Whitehaven 8, a replay there on Wednesday. Heworth 11, West Hull 4. Heworth meet Halifax in the first round. Warrington 48, Huddersfield 10, and Warrington are at Oldham in the first round. So at the top of the championship, the Widnes lead is still 6 points, but that game at Odsall could yet prove very important. Northern slipped to 4th and watched St Helens up to 6th, and they have games in hand. Last week's second division leaders Sheffield were in cup action on Friday, so Oldham's win today took them to the top, and Featherstone's 7th win in a row helps them into second place. Wakefield won 2, and next week we'll be seeing them in action at Oldham. So tonight it's Maurice Bamford's men who are celebrating in style. They've beaten the leaders, and for anyone who doubted it, Gary Schofield has shown just why he's the world's most expensive player. Good night.